Trevor. Just what are your thoughts and feelings on playing Nolan today?
Yeah, it's going to be obviously a little weird, I think. Um, he's me and Nolan are pretty good friends, and we built a pretty good relationship there over our time in Colorado, and so yeah, I'm looking forward to playing against him, seeing him on the other side. Although it will be weird, but yeah, just excited to see him too.
How much have you stayed in touch with him?
A lot, yeah. Like I said, we're good friends, and he mentored me a lot coming up, and I'm very thankful to him for that. And we still have a lot of ball talk going on, and obviously not as much as it was when we're on the same team, but yeah, we're still texting.
Thank you.
Patrick?
Hi, Trevor. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hey, obviously, we're going to ask you a lot of Nolan stuff because we got a chance to talk to him earlier. During your time playing with Nolan, when your days as a baseball player are long over and you sit back and look, what are the most striking things you're going to think about when you think about playing alongside Nolan Arenado?
There's a lot of answers, I think, to that. But I think for me, just the consistency, I think, is what is most impressive. Just the way he goes about his work, man, the way he works, the way he prepares, the intensity with which he does all that and then takes that into the game. And he's just probably the most fierce competitor I've been around, when it comes to anything, but especially getting on the baseball field. And I think that's where it really comes out. And I think everybody sees that. I think that's probably the best, or not the best, but the most, remembering thing I'll have about Noel.
And one more from me about your team now. You took 2 or 3 from the Giants. It was a wild series, no question. Do you think that you guys have gained a little bit of momentum and maybe start turning things around on the road where you haven't really been very good so far?
Yeah, that was a big series for us. Obviously, I think, San Fran's playing really well, and, we took 2 out of 3, and it's something that we can ride that momentum. There's no secret we have to play better on the road. That's just what we're going to have to do to be the team that we want to be. And that starts now, and it starts tonight.
Great. Thank you, Trevor. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Nick Rowe?
Yeah. Hey, Trevor. Nolan mentioned that he still keeps in close contact with you and Josh, obviously. What are your conversations like? Do you talk hitting? Do you talk about the differences maybe between, what it's like not having to deal with, elevation, especially now for him?
No, we haven't really talked about that. I think we both kind of know, what that looks like. Just more so on your body, I think, than a lot of things is, when it comes to that, just the way you recover on and off the road. But, it's some of the very similar stuff that we talk about, when he was here. Those are things that we keep pretty private, and, I think we always will. So, yeah, just, to keep it pretty general. Yeah, we certainly do talk hitting and other things too.
So, also he's, I don't know if I have my timeline off here. He's like kind of 2 years, I guess, ahead of you, sort of, in MLB progression, whatever it is. So he's gone through some stuff that you're going to maybe need to go through too. Do you ask him for advice on like contract type stuff? And do you even want anybody else's opinion? Or are you just kind of doing what you want to do for yourself?
Yeah, I think, kind of like I said, every situation is a little different, right? Mine different from his, and I think everyone's from everybody else too. And Sure, I'll confide in the people that I trust, and Nolan's one of those guys. When it comes to stuff like that, and thinking about the future, but those conversations aren't really happening, to be honest, right now, because we're focused on playing baseball, and this is the part that we love to do. Love to come to the field every day and focus on preparing and how we're going to be successful that night. And that's those are more what the conversations are like, and those tend to happen more in the off-season setting, I think.
Owen Perkins.
Yeah, Trevor, I just to kind of keep up with Nolan here. Are there any stories that you tell people, in terms of Nolan to help people understand his specialness as a player? Are there any stories you tell about, the favorite thing you've seen of him on the field?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many instances where you're amazed by the guy and the stuff that he does on a nightly basis. I think the one where I was in most awe of him was the walk-off cycle on Father's Day, I think it was. I think it was 2017, and that's really the game that I was just kind of taken back by everything that he did, and just the way that he goes about it. That was a special day for him, I think, and obviously his family. But that's one of the days that sticks out.
And on a personal level, is there a personal memory that stands out for you about your friendship or the impact he's had on you personally?
Yeah, there's been many times, we've just had conversations about baseball, or the way we're feeling, or trying to get back on track, or just ball talk in general, and that would happen a lot, and it was always very helpful. And he's always was the guy that I could confide in, and he truly genuinely wanted the best for me, and likewise me for him, and something that I feel like it happened a lot. So not one shining moment there, but just a lot of little conversations like that throughout our time together.
And then one last question, just switching gears. I know you guys are pretty good at tuning out distractions, but to have the GM situation settled this week, has that been a relief at all? Has it affected the ability for guys to feel a little bit more comfortable on the field or anything like that, just to have that out of the have that behind them?
Yeah, I think so. I think once it wasn't Jeff, it was kind of an unknown, and things were just kind of up in the air, kind of a lot of speculation. But now that Schmidt's in there, and he's our guy, that's I think guys can kind of not relax, but be kind of at ease, knowing that we got a guy in there that's leading us.
All right, great, thank you.
Mark, go ahead.
Trevor, going to the other side of the Nolan trade, what have you seen watching Gomber pitch this year? He's been pretty good most of the time. He had the one really bad outing, but you've got a pretty good vantage point watching him pitch from where you play.
Yeah, it's fun to play behind Gomber, man. He's he works fast. He's aggressive out there, which I love that. And usually it's a busy day for me over there, on the left side. So it's a day that I look forward to for sure. It's a lot like Freeland in those, in that circumstance, to where we know we're going to be busy on the left side, and he gets a lot of ground balls over there. So it's been fun to play behind, man. He's a really good teammate, really good guy. So yeah, I'm excited for him.
Kind of fitting that on the first day you guys are playing against Nolan that he's starting.
Yeah, it seems like that's how it'll work out.
Thank you.
Derrick.
Hey, Trevor. I'm Derrick Goold. I cover the Cardinals for the Post-Dispatch. Thanks for your time here. I wondered, you know Nolan better than any of us have gotten a chance to here. You know what it's like to play in St. Louis. Were you intrigued at all by the fit? A guy who is that interested in baseball going to a place like this?
It seems to be like a fit. Nolan, this is a very, historic baseball town. It seems like in my eyes, and Nolan is a guy that's very in tune with baseball, and he's always watching it, and he lives, breathes, and dies it. So he seems to be happy, and I'm happy that he is, and just from a friend standpoint, you want your friends to be happy. So looking forward to squaring off tonight.
The only other thing I wanted to ask you is, what kind of player are the Cardinals getting when it comes to contending? You've kind of touched on how, emotional he is or how driven he is. You talked about the Father's Day cycle. When a team is in a race, what kind of player are they getting in Nolan?
I mean, one of the best players in the game. I think it's, in my eyes, I think he's the best third baseman in the game. So, that's what you're getting, and you're getting, a guy that cares a lot, cares more than anybody, and he's going to put in the work that matches that. So, that's about as simple as it gets.
Do you think that brings out a different level in a player in that circumstance?
Yeah, no, that's why we all play this game, is to win and to be in those situations to where you can, be in a playoff situation type of baseball. And that's the best type of baseball there is. And, we've experienced it. And, just speaking for myself, that is the main goal. And that's what I think drives a lot of us. And, being close with Nolan, I think he shares the same sentiment.
Thank you, Trevor. Thanks.
Yep.
Marc Stout.
Hey, Trev, I get to be in the studio with Huey this weekend, so we can talk some infield play. Can you give me some of the traits of Nolan as a third baseman that you admire, that you've maybe even gleaned some stuff from as a shortstop?
The first thing that comes to mind is just very instinctive. I think the game comes to him in a very natural way. I don't think he doesn't have to think really too much about what's going on, and he's just very instinctual, and his hand-eye coordination is amazing, better than anybody I've ever been around. And I think he relies on those two things, obviously all the work that he puts into, and I think that's what makes him the best.
How did he make you better? That short, just that combination there.
He made me better in a lot of ways. I think he and Tulo kind of showed me the way of, how to work and how to go about your business every day. And, just being with Nolan on an everyday basis and seeing him do his thing, and just the way that he went about it, I think is the main thing. And, I think mentally, being there for every pitch is something that Nolan is really good at. He's, there's not a pitch that he takes off. And I think that's why, no matter what the score, no matter the situation, he's always ready to make a play. And, so I think the mentality of just being ready and expecting the ball being hit to you at any point in the game is, something that I really took from him.